Yo, what's good, y'all? Just sitting out in the garage, smoking a Nub 460 cigar. You can't really see the wrapper, but that's what I'm cheaping on tonight. Um, I must say, I really am a fan of this cigar here. Um, it's tasty. It's a little short, fat cigar. I think it's only 4 inches long, but it's a 60 ring gauge. Don't quote me on the ring gauge. Yeah, duh. That's what the 460 stands for. 4-inch cigar, 60 ring gauge, Connecticut wrapper. Um, it's great. I love it. I've been smoking since 8:45. It's 9:52, and there's a good inch, to an inch and a half left. So I figured this will burn for another, 15, 20 minutes, at least. Yeah, Friday night, chilling. It's a beautiful night in Columbus, Ohio. Sitting out in my garage like I often am not often. I think I always do my videos in the garage, especially when I'm smoking because, well, this is where I smoke. You know what I'm saying? Been a long week, you know, long week. Pissed off at my job, pissed off at other stuff, so I had to come out here and find sanctuary, find some relaxation, sitting in my garage. It's cool. Where is my music? I must say, man, ain't up for no malfunctions right now. Yeah. Um, I love the construction of this cigar and the thumbnail that it took a picture of. It wasn't even, but it burns pretty even. Um, it's nice and smooth. You know, creamy taste. Not spicy at all. Um, the draw is excellent. I think this cigar has an excellent draw. It's the second one of these I had. The first one I had, I was in the cigar store. There's a cigar store in Columbus, Ohio called Cigar. I love it. It's the place that I've been going the longest, but it's not the only place that I buy cigars from. I was in there one day, and I don't know, man. I wanted to try something different. I didn't know, what to try. So the wonderful thing I love about the cigar community is you can pretty much talk to anybody, ask anybody their opinion. So I just asked this guy. I said, "Hey, man, a random guy. We inside the humidor looking around." I said, "Man, what's your go-to cigar?" He took me to a brick house. He gave me a brick, or told me about a brick house, Connecticut, which I also thought was an excellent cigar. And while I was standing there talking to him about it, I asked him if he had ever tried one of these, and he was like, "Oh man," he's like, "If you haven't had one of those, give it a try." I went and looked at reviews after I bought it. Not bad. I paid $8.99 for it. Um, I went read reviews. It was mixed reviews. I don't know why. I mean, against the second one I've had, and I think it's great. Um, but you can't please everybody. Again, the majority of the reviews were good. I just thought it would have been, especially based on my experience with it, I would have thought that it would have been rated higher by most people. Drinking a Modelo with it. I don't know why I chose to get Modelo tonight. Just wanted something different. I'm a Bud Light, Miller Light type of guy. You know, I think, I know people are really particular about what they pair with the cigar. I mean, I don't know, man. I tend to. Sometimes I probably drink stuff that well, not probably. I know I drink stuff that other people wouldn't drink when they're smoking. I remember somebody pitched a hissy fit because I smoked a cigar and I had some Jim Beam apple, and then they ran out and made a post. Oh my god! Look at the stuff that people pair stuff with. It was somebody in this cigar group that I'm in, and I thought it was funny. To each his own. But yeah, I think it goes good with this Modelo. Nice Friday night. What? It's probably about 70 degrees outside. It's a calm night. It's another one of them nights I should be out fishing, but my son in the house. So by the time my wife get home, it's gonna be too late to go get some bait. So I won't be doing no fishing tonight. This would be a great cigar to have on the lake with you. Out catching some crappie or something like that. But yeah, I can't complain. As usual, I use my good old Hollow Point Gear cigar punch. As usual, you made an excellent hole. I'm a little bit more centered on this one than I was in my last cigar video. But yeah, I recommend you give it a try. If you're a beginning smoker, I don't know if I would smoke a 60 Ren gauge cigar that's gonna burn for an hour and a half or more. Um, but if you've been smoking for a little while, or you can handle that, I definitely recommend it. I always will tell people that I don't like a cigar with a super strong aftertaste. Sometimes it's unavoidable and it's worth the smoke, even if it leaves that. But that sort of aftertaste. But for me, this is the perfect cigar. You know, I think this is going to become one of my go-tos. One of these days, right now I'll go buy something, and I usually buy, one or two cigars here and there. Alpha cigars are my favorite. They got the Alpha cigar, Claro. They got and I buy the absinthe infused Claro. The Connecticut is great. The Claro is my favorite. They got the New Orleans edition, double infused. It's awesome. If you think of infused, and the first thing that pops in your head is something like an acid cigar, no, you need to give them a try. They don't sell them in stores around here, so I buy them online through London, www.londontobacconist.com. Um, yeah, it's my go-to stick. But again, I only buy a stick here or there. I did buy one bundle of the New Orleans edition Claros, but when I do start to buy cigars in higher quantities, I think I'm gonna get a box of these Nub 460s. Um, I would say I'm a pretty picky cigar smoker. You know, um, I haven't been smoking cigars for the longest at this point. About a year. But I like to try different stuff, and most of the stuff I buy, even though it's good, I don't. I really don't go back and buy another one. Um, some of the cigars I like, the Romeo y Julieta Reserve 1975. I like that cigar. I told you about the Alpha cigars I like. I did enjoy that Brickhouse Maduro that I had. I can always smoke a Rocky Patel Connecticut. And even though I don't smoke a whole lot of Maduros, I do like the Rocky Patel Sun Grown Maduro. That was a good cigar. Um, but yeah, I mean, good quality smoke, good construction, burns evenly. It doesn't go out very often. I get to talking and then I gotta relight shit because I've been running my mouth. But it's a boring ass Friday. I've been sitting out here watching people's live videos. I done went live on some other social media stuff a couple of times. Nobody really joined or what have you. So it wasn't no point in talking to myself. At least if I sit on here and I do a live video, y'all can come back and watch it later. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's been a rough week for me. My job has pissed me off to the point that they're already offering buyouts, and I wasn't gonna take the buyout, but I put my name in to take the voluntary buyout. Because I'm sick of the bullshit, man. They throw me shit show accounts all the time, and I have to clean them up. I get them under unreasonable circumstances. Now somebody quit, so in their defense, he gave us 2 week notice, but um, so I mean they were gonna have to give it to somebody without the proper introduction, but who does it land on every fucking time to get some account in some bullshit situation? And it pissed me off to the point that I just said, you know what? I went ahead and put my name in for the buyout. In my mind, I'm at ease with it. I've been at my company for 10 years and it's time to move on. We live in a day and age where a lot of places aren't paying you a pension, so there's not necessarily a reason to stay there for 30 years and retire. So, I've got certifications. I haven't finished my degree yet. That's my own fault, but with my experience and my project management certifications, I'm confident that I can go out and get another job that at least pays close to what I make now. Um, so yeah, I'll take the money that I get. Hopefully, I can maximize it and get a job right away so I can keep as much of that money as possible. Start a business, get me a classic car if I can to cruise to car shows. A little project. Maybe $5,000-6,000. Something to work on, but it's still maybe decent depending on what I get. You know, might get me a El Camino. Might get me a. I really want a third gen or second gen Camaro. Whatever I get, I'm looking to get some 87 or older. But I really, man, I want a 60s car, man. If I can get me a 60s car, if I could get my hands on a 66 Impala that wasn't in too bad a shape for $10,000 or less, I would love that. Absolutely. Absolutely love that. So, I don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight. Just whatever I'm talking about, a little bullshit. Um, I'm just sitting out here smoking this cigar and thinking about life. You know what I'm saying? Cigars and cars. I can talk that shit all day. What I am looking forward to this weekend, though, um, my car club, Columbus Camaros, we're having our annual All American Muscle Car Show. Um, it's the second year for it. Last year we got rain, it rained, so we didn't get the turnout that we wanted. Um, so this year the weather's looking good for Sunday. So hopefully we'll get some more people out. So I'll get out and have that enjoyment. Car shows. Going to car shows is one of the things that eases my mind, eases my nerves. So I look forward to it. You know, I got a 14 Camaro that I show. Um, I bought it new. I've had it for about what? I think I bought it for. It'll be 5 years pretty soon. Damn, time flies. But it's still, in really good shape. I do what I can to take care of my cars. You can't avoid the rocks on the road. You can't avoid the door dings from the assholes that you park next to that just don't care, and bang your car up. But overall, it looks pretty good. I got a cold air intake on it. Um, I did a little bit of alteration to my exhaust, so I don't have a stock exhaust. So I have fun with it. I get a few trophies here and there at car shows. I haven't won like best of show or nothing like that. It's the favorites category, which depending on how you look at it, it's almost like I don't want to say it's a participation trophy. If you go to a car show and they got 25 favorites and there's only 30 cars there, then yeah, that's kind of like a participation trophy. But most of the ones that I go to are 50, 60 cars plus. Um, those are the shows that I usually get a trophy at. Not usually, but where my trophies have come from. That's been the case. There's been maybe two shows that I went to and got a trophy where it wasn't, a jam packed show. Um, but my car shows pretty well. It's not bad for a daily driver. I've done what I can to keep it up. So who knows? The show's like 4 5 hours long. That might be the perfect time to show up with a Nub 460, hang out with the people, run my mouth, and sit out there and smoke a cigar. That wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad at all. And get my music back on. I gotta check, man. I don't think there's no boxing this weekend. There's a lot of boxing news for upcoming fights, but no boxing this weekend. For those of y'all that don't know me, I'm a big fan of boxing, so I could always use some boxing, in my life. But just to get back on topic, Nub 460, definitely a cigar I recommend. You get a chance, you run into one in the store and you haven't tried one, give it a try. It's definitely worth a smoke. If you buy it, I really don't think you could find yourself being disappointed unless you strictly don't like Connecticut cigars or something like that. Which is understandable. Everybody's palate is different, but definitely a cigar that I like, recommend. Um, so give it a try, man. I mean, if you're somebody that likes to sample different stuff, this is definitely something that you don't want to pass up on. So I hope the little bit of info that I could give y'all will aid you in making a decision. Um, Take my word for it. You won't be disappointed. Peace.